What if the secret to more energy, better healing, and vibrant health is already inside each and every one of us, inside you, inside your cells, and just waiting to be activated by light? Would you believe me? Would you believe me? I don't know, but let's continue diving deeper. If you feel exhausted, if you feel pain, maybe today's class will be a game changer for you. Today in the classroom, we're diving in deeper to the fascinating world of red light therapy. And Dr. Zulia Frost, she is not only a physician, she is a fully accredited doctor of Chinese medicine and acupuncture. And so today we're going to be diving deeper into red light therapy and how this red light could reignite the power that is within you to heal. Take your pencil, paper, whatever it is, because we're going to take lots of notes and we're going to learn and grow together.
And when you need a friend, you can count on me. I'll be right here waiting for you.
Hi, my name is Lillian McDermott, and I am a certified life coach. I am a certified holistic cancer coach and the host of the Lillian McDermott radio show Classroom. If this is the first time that you're in the classroom, please know I've been waiting for you. This is a safe place where you can go when you need a friend. It is my commitment to provide natural ways to heal, and it is my mission to make awareness, responsibility, and truth a part of our everyday life. And I hope you, my listening, as well as my viewing friend, will feel empowered to embrace a new truth and live the life of your dreams. Well, as I said, this product that I am talking about is called FlexBeam. I'm going to turn it on so that you can see, and I'm not gonna put it in your face because I'm just gonna let you see how it turns on and it reflects the light. And this is the light that activates those cells in your body. And who better than the pioneer of FlexBeam and who has pioneered, worked with energy frequencies and all this. And she's been in the classroom before. You can look her up in the past classes that we've had and how to help our body heal faster, heal naturally, and reverse your aging even. So today we're going to learn and grow together with Dr. Zulia Frost. And since it is our sole purpose in life to give and receive love and knowledge, I am grateful that Dr. Frost is here to do just that. Welcome, Dr. Frost. I'm with Dr. Zulia in the classroom because you're so sweet and so, I mean, I feel like I've known you forever. So thank you so much for being in the classroom today.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm looking forward to share with my knowledge and in the hope that this will help somebody to get better, to recover, or even just to stay in the optimal health.
Yes, and how long have you been, because you've talked about your story before and being in a car accident and using these healing frequencies to get you to where you're at today, which is incredible. It's an incredible testimony that you would change your entire way you practice medicine because of even though it was a terrible situation, but that terrible situation of the accident where you couldn't even walk became a blessing in your life, in your practice, and for your patients. So share how long you've been in this journey and why you're so convinced that red light therapy, near infrared, far infrared are great modalities to get us to that next healing level.
Well, it's not very easy for me to talk about because, as you rightly pointed out, it was really, really difficult journey. But like you said, in every negative situation, you should see the blessing in disguise. So for me, that was a turning point because I saw the way to recover in a natural way and just by creating the right environment, not only for the whole of your body, but for each of your cells. So if you want to recover. And in my case, was right leg was affected and paralyzed. So I even put my conscious intent to revitalize each cell of there. But of course, using natural property of light, using natural property of electricity, bioelectricity, I call now. It put me on a different path in life. And what I learned about myself is that, first of all, that you can always self-heal. You've got this capacity in you to self-heal. And if you don't heal now, it probably because you don't have the right tools or you don't have the right environment. So always look for the way to optimize your healing by, first of all, I would address lifestyle. So what you eat, what you think, how you exercise, what is your work involves. So anything which is monotonous, repetitive, and boring would, dry off your soul. So you need to bring something exciting in your life. You need to exercise, because exercises is just now, it's a foundation of youth and foundation of health. So you can't ignore this. Nutrition, we probably all, if you came to this channel, you probably know that nutrition is super, super important. But I like today talk a little bit about the concept of energy and how you could understand the energy within your body and how can you optimize your healing by using energy tools. This was my journey for 30 years. And in this journey, I have seen not only recovery within myself, but I also have seen the numerous thousands of patients recovery when it addressed right, when it's given right energy to tune the body into this healing recovery mode.
No, I love it. And I love my FlexBeam. And for those of you who would like to get your FlexBeam, I always promise you a discount in the classroom. And if you enter the code Lillian McDermott, you will get $60 off whatever the price is today, because I know that whenever there's not a sale, you get the sale price. And if there's a sale, you get at least $10 off. So just click the link below and start your healing journey too. I love my FlexBeam. I love how flexible it is and that it has the different frequency or the different levels of frequencies there. And we can talk about that in a bit, but I really want to talk at the beginning of the class. I said, what if there was a something inside of you that was there that just needs to be lit up, it just needs to be turned on. And that light frequency, how does that help mitochondrial health? How does that light, or in our cells, that we have that feature in all our cells where red light can activate that cell to heal?
I think the first thing we need to understand the actual concept of mitochondria, because mitochondria is the key for you to stay alive, to key to make energy for your cell,
Yeah.
and for you to stay healthy and young. So the first of all, you should understand that without functioning mitochondria, which is basically an organelle in the cell, which makes energy for the cell dies. The cell dies at instant, not live even a second. So you need this mitochondria to be present in the cell to make energy for you. And if you just comprehend this, in our human body, we have 37 trillions of cells. Each cell performs approximately 100,000 chemical reactions per second. How much energy does it need to do this all the work? And your cell is constantly working very, very hard to create that energy. Within the cells, the organelle is mitochondria. So mitochondria actually, it's got like 4 stages, I would say, the conveyor belts of when you get the sugar in the cells to break it down, and you get energy out of it, you get water out of it, and you've got a tiny little bit of carbon dioxide out of it. And this actually helps you to make next breath. So without this process, the cell cannot adequately live and not adequately get energy. So with this in mind, imagine what happens if people get damaged mitochondria. Most of the time, cancer is associated with damage in mitochondria. That is why cancer patients really striving for sugar, because for mitochondria, this is very easy energy source. And that's why you probably heard that you can starve cancer by putting on the ketogenic diet. So you can research this on your spare time. But I would just say the mitochondria take part in this very, very crucial part in someone who is developing cancer. Aging. So when people get through aging process, the first thing what happened with aging, the people get gray hair, right? You notice that. Gray hair is the first sign that your mitochondria is depleted. You have less mitochondria in the body.
Wow.
Yes, all these, wrinkles, it's not just like, to me right now, with my understanding of health, I understand the aging is actually disease. It's malfunctioning mitochondria in the first place. So tons of diseases which you don't even think, cardiovascular, the digestive disorders. Your brain consumes enormous amount of energy. So in the brain cells, you have tons of mitochondria because they have to provide that energy for you to think. In your muscles, you have lots of mitochondria. Heart is a muscle which pump in your life. Yes, also a lot of mitochondria. Immune cells, gonads, they all have tremendous amount of mitochondria. And if you don't have enough those mitochondria there to make energy for you, guess what happens? Your health slugs. So you start feeling symptoms, you age, you do things slowly, and your mental ability, cognitive function declines. Okay, so once you understand how crucial mitochondria for these processes, then you have to think next time, how can I optimize number of mitochondria? How can I make more mitochondria? And how can I make this mitochondria to function better? And here where the light comes as number one. In my view, in my personal view, this is the best tool, and FlexBeam, which you mentioned, is probably the best tool. Why? Because it does not have any side effects. It's completely safe. It uses the same wavelengths that come from the sun. So it's and the energy is generated by LEDs, which again, inheritedly safe. Yes. So why not to use something which is safe, effective, to keep your body in good health?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I have a question. You said there are th four stages, but you mentioned three that help the mitochondria um, be alive, and if without it, it will die instantly. I thought the first one was energy, the other one was water, and the third one was it oxygen
Oh, in the process of
or dioxide?
respiration, you have energy, 36 to 38 molecules out of one sugar molecule, ATPs. Then you have water, and then you have carbon dioxide.
That's what okay, I thought carbon dioxide. I wrote carbon dioxide. I'm like, maybe I heard wrong and maybe it was oxygen. Okay, carbon dioxide. Okay, keep going. Keep going.
Yes, not many people understand the value of that, because if cell does not have proper energy processes, so in the end, it won't get water and becomes dehydrated. Yes, so ill state of the cell. And if cell does not produce this tiny amount of carbon dioxide, then you as a human being won't make next breathing in of the
Mhm.
oxygen, because
Correct.
it stimulates your breathing center and makes you to breathe oxygen, and you need the oxygen. Without oxygen, you're stuffed. Yes, so in a sense, so you need the oxygen present, but somehow carbon dioxide helps it.
Yes,
Yeah.
it converts into that, and that's what it needs for the mitochondria to continue. So you mentioned cardio, gray hair. You mentioned other digestive diseases. That shows us there's less mitochondria. What are other things? Because you talked about movement and nutrition, but what are other things? I just want people to understand that we are sabotaging ourselves sometimes with the things that we do. So, what are other things that may cause mitochondrial dysfunction that we're doing that we could stop doing?
Exactly. It's very important to know because, when you open the medical textbook, they all talk about these mitochondrial
Yes,
diseases,
yes.
typically, genetic broken down in your genes. Yes. But really, it happens at a fast rate because we live life and be exposed to tons of toxins. We're exposed to toxic food because food is contaminated. Yes, we're exposed to toxic air. Air is, in particular in the cities, are really bad, full of lead, full of heavy metals. And also we have pollutions which is invisible from electromagnetic pollutions. Nobody accounts for this, but all these gigahertz routers in every single home, and especially in the hotel you stay there, you're just so exposed to this radiation. It's tremendous. And nobody think, oh, it's impacting you. It's invisibly, but it's impacting you. This strong radiation breaks the bond and it makes the genes to be broken. Yes. So in a sense, we live in not really idyllic world. So the least you could do to look after yourself, yes. So you make right choices. You already poisoned enough. Why, smoking on the top? Why, drinking on the top? You can have small amounts of nice wine quality, but there are people always when they stress, they think, oh, I need to kill my stress, and they going over the head with this. So I can give you tons of scenario.
And we end up hurting our mitochondria. And
Yes, absolutely.
so what I'm hearing you say is that the mitochondrial health is crucial. If the mitochondria is happy, our body is happy, right? It's
Yeah.
like that was the rule of the house. If
Yeah.
mommy's happy, everybody's happy. So if the mitochondria is happy, everybody's happy. So we're living stressful lives, eating foods that are frankenfoods. We are enclosed indoors all day long, not getting the light of the earth, breathing the light of the sun and breathing the air of the earth that comes to us. So we're sometimes don't even realize that that is what's slowing down or speeding up the aging process, slowing down the mitochondrial health
And
from getting
yes,
healthy. Okay, so with that in mind, what are some of the things that how is the light? How does the light cause it? How does it penetrate the body? How does it cause the mitochondria to start going, yeah, can we revive the mitochondria? And how do we make it produce more mitochondria?
yes, it's a very good question because when you talk about this cellular health, you need to think how does this work? So for light, there is a specific mechanism. In our bodies, we have specific molecules which actually capture the light. Yes, so they react to light. And when they receive photons of light, they become activated. These specific molecules, they call them chromophores. It's a Greek word to say that they react to color of light. And when we talk specifically about mitochondrial health, the chromophore it's within mitochondria. It's on the mitochondrial membrane. It's an enzyme called cytochrome C oxidase. So CCO in oxidized form, it can capture the lights and it makes the mitochondria work faster, better, produce more energy. And it also speeds up the electrons transfer chain. So it's basically splitting across membrane protons and electrons. So this is all very positive things because when you have energy within the mitochondria works better and faster. So this is a mechanism behind how light can impact mitochondria. And as I said, this is happen even if you outside in the sunshine. Yes, but of course, with the devices, what we do, we potentiate, we like make this 10 times stronger. So when you put it on the body, you have this process a lot faster and more effective. Because let's face it, not everybody can go and sit in the sunshine at the whole lunch break. Yes, people are always preoccupied with work and
Yeah.
responsibilities. And most of the time they stay in the offices which has artificial lighting. It's nothing to do with healthy light.
Mhm.
Um, but here I want to say one thing which I found fascinating is that green light would reflect that uh, spectrum of the light which comes out from
Mhm.
the sun. It's called near infrared light. So when you walk in the woods and you exposed to these massive green trees and forest and woods, it reflects that light into your body and you feel so good,
Mhm.
right?
So that okay, so green light, so we're getting, I know that when we're around trees and plants and all that, plants have a way of purifying the air. And I don't know if that's any connection there, but that green light comes into us, even though we don't have this flex beam. And you called it near infrared because before I met you, I had only heard of far infrared and red light therapy. When I first met you, you were the first one that talked to me about near infrared. So let's talk about the different lights and the near infrared, the far infrared, and the red light and how they are different, and then how they manifest or how they are used in the flex beam.
Mm. Yes, for sure. So if you understand that these all colors of lights, they actually waveforms, yes, and there is a visible spectrum of lights. So something which you see as red, as blue, as green, as yellow, and this is all different colors of light. In fact, it's radiation. It's we call them wavelengths of light. And then beyond the visible spectrum, you have invisible spectrum. And the first after red light comes, it's called near infrared light. It's, because it's very close in the spectrum to red. But if you continue further in this spectrum, then you start having like mid spectrum infrared lights and then far infrared lights. So this is one side of the spectrum. The other side of the spectrum, after blue light, you have UV light, UVA, UVB, UVC, yes? And so what we're talking about FlexBeam, and today we're talking about the other side of the spectrum, red and near infrared lights. Why particularly we want to know about these two lights, two wavelengths of light? It's because they specifically stimulate this chroma-4 cytochrome C oxidase in mitochondria. The scientists call this mitochondrial window, optical window. So it's in this particular window, if you get the right wavelengths, you can stimulate that enzyme. You can stimulate that chroma-4. But if you outside the window, like if you are, say, in yellow or green or blue, you're not going to stimulate mitochondria. But you might be able to stimulate hemoglobin, which it's a window for hemoglobin to be absorbed, okay? But if you want to talk specifically about energy production and mitochondria, you need red and infrared light.
And
Those are the best.
And how does that, because for those of you, I purposely brought like a little top that I could take off because you do need to put this on your skin. Even though we're putting it on our clothing, I want you to understand that it goes on our skin. So this, when I turn this on, what I'm turning it on right now, um, I have an option of number one, number two,
Yes.
Let me just
Number
show you
one,
number two
yeah,
and number three. So
number.
let's talk about number one.
So number one is the program which is stimulates primarily with red light and it pulses, okay? But you should know from physics of light, red light is typically absorbed at the skin level.
Yeah.
It's epidermis, dermis, subcutaneous skin maybe, but it's just the skin level. That's why you heard of about red light therapy in aesthetics. Like the whole aesthetic industry using now red light because it's just really good for your superficial skin. It's also good for wounds healing. That has been also like since 1960s. It has been already known that it helps to heal wounds. So with that in mind, you know, not just cuts and bruises, but you can think of even, you know, skin conditions could benefit from it.
Yeah, there's a lot of
So,
people that need that. Yes.
yes, and remember we're talking about scars. Scar formation, scars formed within the skin level would benefit if you use FlexBeam in program one, the first program, red light. Then you have the program which is number two. Program number two is really interesting because it's got both red light for superficial stimulation and that near infrared light, which I mentioned before. Near infrared light gives much deeper penetration compared to red. And because FlexBeam is unique device because it's really, really potent. Lights are very strong there. But remember, it's still safe and non-damaging. So what it does is with this strength, it delivers light at deeper area. So if you have like a shoulder problem or you have like something like say lots of our users use FlexBeam on the stomach, then you need program two because you have both best of their red lights and near infrared light. They together and they also pulsed. And when they are pulsed, what is happening? The cells receive this like a stimulation because cells are excited by photons of lights and they grabbing every single photons and use this energy to make more energy for the cell. And then the number three is most powerful because number three, it's a really like almost 100% near infrared light, which means there will be very deep delivery of light, really deep, and it's continuous. It's very good for somebody who is really fatigued, you know, so you need a deeper energy or a deeper level, like say inside the knee joint or inside the hip joint, yes, or like sciatica type of pain, you have the deep muscular spasm, you need to reach deep. So when we use program three, we benefit from this continuous energy, keep recharging mitochondria and stimulate energy production. I should mention, however, it's not the single mechanism by what light therapy works. There is another mechanism, very interesting. And I recently saw a doctor speaking online about this mechanism and saying, why nobody use it? So this is photodissociation of nitric oxide. Well, let me explain simplistically. So when in mitochondria, photons of light are being grabbed by cytochrome C oxidase, yes, it also binds with oxygen. But because it chooses to bind with oxygen, it keep out nitric oxide. So nitric oxide become a divorced molecule. Yes. So nitric oxide goes and wanders around the body, and typically when it reaches the blood vessels, then it has a tremendous effect on blood circulation. It helps to open up blood flow. And with that, obviously, more blood coming to the area of damage, the more oxygen comes in, the more nutrients come in. So the healing truly can begin. So if you want to heal anything in the body, you need presence of blood. And with this effect of this dissociated, divorced nitric oxide, you can get tremendous amounts of healing out of it. And Also, it is known that nitric oxide has anti-inflammatory properties, so it helps to reduce inflammation.
Okay, so did you say it pushes the nitric oxide away? Because I know that when you're working out, that is released with the growth hormones, nitric. Okay, so with when you're, I just want to be clear that with the flex beam, you said it pushes away. What does it push away?
Nitric oxide, it's photodissociate, which means
So it puts it back into the body?
uh, well, it instead of bind in mitochondria, instead of binding with nitric oxide, it chooses to bind with oxygen more. Okay, that's what light does, and then nitric oxide, it's become free, so it just travels around the body, and so it has this effect on nitric oxide.
So releasing the nitric oxide to go throughout the body, what is the benefit of that? Because I know that when you're working out and you get that nitric oxide to help with the muscle and the building of the muscle, right? And it releases growth hormones and all of that. So that's all good. But when you are trying to heal and you're getting is it the photon that you were talking about that it combines with the red light and it gives us oxygen? And the red light and the oxygen are working with the mitochondria. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm understanding that correctly. And then that nitric oxide goes into your body, and what does it do at this point?
Circulates in the body in your circulatory system, okay?
Got it.
And where it gets, so basically you have a systemic effect from this therapy. You put it on the shoulder, but whole of your body benefit because your blood started to flow better. And where the injury is, especially if you shine on where the injury is, then the blood vessels truly vasodilate and you get more blood flow. And also it creates new collaterals. So if you have, say, injury and the blood vessel is injured, you need to regrow quickly blood vessels, otherwise the tissue will die. So
Yes.
because the tissue needs oxygen and which is delivered through these blood vessels. But nitric oxide is nicely vasodilates, and that is the beauty of it. And it's not only local, anywhere in the body. That's why people feel like if I use FlexBeam, for example, next day I can run, or even the same day, if I do FlexBeam first, I run and I feel so freely, my blood flowing very good. I can breathe freely. I don't get tired so quickly because my mitochondria is at optimum. So all this positive. And again, no side effects to it because it's just light. That's the beauty of it.
You know, I love to use the flex beam. I usually have my I put it vertically on my stomach and horizontal on two. And it's a wellness, an overall wellness. So even though I'm using it locally on my body, it's not just benefiting my gut, it's benefiting my whole body. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, yeah, of course, there will be systemic effect, especially if you put it on the abdomen or spine or like front, mid body or mid body there, vertically, I would imagine. Yes, because the overall, the whole circulation is easier and less for heart, less work to do because it's improved the whole blood flow in the body. This is one effect, but second effect, of course, there's so many trigger cascade effects, neurochemical cascades.
Mhm.
Uh, we can talk about this forever because it's quite a chain of effects happening. But there is a small, tiny little bit release of reactive oxygen species cause this effect because cell would say, oh, I don't want this. This is unwanted reactive oxygen species. And it start producing cellular protective mechanism. It's like you probably heard the people saying like, if you jump in the cold water for short time is good. It invigorates your health. Yes, in the
Yes.
same way, a little bit of bad is actually good. It's in medicine effect called hormesis. Hormesis. So with light, we also have small, not small, but one mechanism is through hormesis because then it will be chain effect, cascade effect on the whole biochemical system in the body.
I want to start talking about, the different things that we can use it for. And especially with mitochondrial health, it is such an important part of our life that we never even really learned about mitochondrial health until just recently. And, when you talk about cancer, we want oxygen to be surrounding the cancer, because cancer cannot grow with oxygen. It wants to deplete the oxygen. So, with that in mind, one of the questions I had for you today, which I believe you answered, and I just want to make sure I understood correctly, is that when you have cancer, you can still use the FlexBeam because it will go into that area and affect the mitochondrial health to improve that, and cause the cancer cell to not procreate, to die. Is that an accurate depiction of what it does, or is there more?
It is, of course, more to this. Cancer is a super complicated disease, and
Yeah.
it has so many faces. It affects people differently. What our guidelines for people with cancers is not do not place over their actual cancer, because if it's very advanced cancer, it would use the energy and start growing. So
Okay, so then, yes, I'm glad we're talking about this.
yeah, so for this reason, I would say do not use it. But in the areas which are not affected by cancer, like for example, you put it over the stomach, and then you have systemic effect. So you have that improvement overall, energetic improvement. You absolutely could use for that. It's no problem whatsoever. This not directly will be affecting the cancer growth. So this research is coming up, and it's very interesting because there lots of people are actually saying that it has positive impact on cancer. However, there is some research which says it's create the chance for cellular growth. Then, because of this, we give guidance: do not place over this,
Okay.
because we don't want in any way to jeopardize health of the individual.
Yeah, because when you're thinking about cancer, cancer is a cell that should have died that keeps living and keeps procreating. And it's like having little zombies in your body, basically. This is the way I see it. And so we want an apocalypse of the zombies. So if we have a cancer in a lung, for example, or a breast or stomach, you're saying to avoid that area. So if somebody has lung area, you can maybe do the back, or because I mean, where would you put it if you have lung cancer?
Yes, you put it on the low back
In
or
the lower
stomach.
back or stomach. Okay.
Yes.
So what you're saying is don't put it directly on the lesions, don't put it directly where it is, but if you put it around it, it will strengthen the mitochondria so that it has the strength to fight whatever's going on in the body, to overpower whatever is negative in the body.
Yes, it will have beneficial effects, and it would be too long-winded for me to explain it now. But the guidance is like this: do not place over the cancer, but you can place at the area clear of cancer. If you're not sure, you can always use it on the soles of your feet and use this. We call it the reflex zones to stimulate the soles of the feet, because remember, you place on the body, there still will be positive beneficial effect from it in a systemic way. Yeah.
So when you
Uh,
put it on the feet, would you do three? Would you do three? Would you do two? One
two
would be
or three.
skin. So would you do two or three?
Yes, two or three. You can one day do two, next day three, and see what gives you a better sense of health.
So
You
when
need to
I,
listen to your
oh, go ahead.
body.
Go ahead. Keep.
You need to listen to your body.
Yeah, because I want to do three everywhere. It's like I want to do three everywhere. But I realize that two, just because it's number three doesn't make it better, that two has the superficial and the near infrared. So you have the red light. But when you see three, when you do the three, it looks just like two. So you're just like, okay, what am I? Because I'm only seeing what I'm seeing, but what is it doing inside of me? Because I know that there are certain times like you don't want to do three what, on top of your heart? Are there areas where you don't want to do three?
Generally speaking, you can do anywhere. We just asking our users not to place on the head because we have not evaluated. Because with 2 and 3, you're gonna be beaming through the skull into the
Mm,
brain,
hmm.
and we have not evaluated what's the safe dose for that. That's why we say don't put it on the head.
But you can put it
Uh,
on your face.
Over the face, I recommend to use it at a slight distance, like 20 centimeters approximately.
Hmm.
And you need to put the goggles to protect eyes
Yes, it
because
comes with goggles. It comes in a nice little case too. And this is my little case. And interestingly enough, I was looking for my little pamphlet, but this is the little case that I have that is just amazing. I love my FlexBeam. I use it with Avasia. I use it without Avasia. And you guys know how crazy I am about, I love Avasia and what it did for me. That was my story. And now that I have my sidekick, FlexBeam, I get to have double the benefit of the healing that I have with frequency and red light, near infrared light. It's been a great journey. I'm just going to take a little moment and just talk about some of the things that you can do now to start revitalizing your health because you want to be vibrant. And I'm wondering, and I'll ask Dr. Zulia when we get back from this little break that I'm doing right now, is if I use it on my head, will it reverse my gray hair? So we'll talk about that in a little bit. But for now, just know, go to whenyouneedafriend.com. This is where I would love for you to share this website with your friends, your family, share this video to help the classroom grow. So while you're at whenyouneedafriend.com, please subscribe to the website, like and follow me on all social media, share, comment, make, like if you have any questions and you write the questions on the comment sections, just go ahead and send me the question at lily@whenyouneedafriend.com so that I know that you have a question that I can forward to Dr. Zulia. She is so generous with her time, and I love the fact that she's here today to share different ways that we can revitalize our life. I mean, we've been lied to. We've been lied to. You don't have to take that pill to improve your health. Many times that pill causes other symptoms because it's a side effect from the pill. But with FlexBeam, there are no side effects, only health and revitalization of whatever it is that you're trying to do. So I want to encourage you to do whatever you can to live that life of your dreams. I want to also ask you and encourage you to support our sponsors the way that they're supporting the classroom. So go to our sponsors page, check out who they are, check out their services, and use them if you feel comfortable. Use them to help you with your health journey, with your healing journey, whatever is going on. You just may want to increase your optimal cognitive skills. Because we just did the cognitive, the neurofeedback, rewiring the brain with neurofeedback training 2.0, we just did it. It was a great success. And I want to make sure that if you missed it, reach out to me. Maybe we can give you an opportunity for you to do that. But whatever it is that you're going through, we have the power within us. All we have to do is activate it. It's just like the Wonder Twin powers activate. So that's what we have inside of us. And this little tool here can get you there. And I'm really excited about it. Also, you can go check out my Shop Now bag where you find where the FlexBeam is. You can just click on the icon for FlexBeam. It'll take you straight to the page for FlexBeam. And if you enter Lillian McDermott, and I've got all the information below just in case that information leaves your mind. And today, when you're watching this, if the FlexBeam is not on sale, if you put in my code, put Lillian McDermott, all one word, and it's all below so that you can do that. So there's the Shop Now bag. These are all Lilly approved products from head to toe. So just know that I am just absolutely wanting you to know what it is that I love. Some of these products are affiliates and some of them are not. Some of them are not because I absolutely love them and I don't care about it. That I just want you to know that they are just amazing. And the ones that are affiliates, I want you to know that you're helping out the classroom by the donation that way, and you get a wonderful product. an incredible product. So please know that you're in control. You've got the power to do whatever it is that you want to do. Last but not least, you can become an enrolled student in the classroom, and you can donate $1 or $1,000 a month or a one-time donation. As you know, things have gone very expensive, and the classroom has become more than what I'm bringing in. So any donation that you can provide, whether it's $1, a one-time donation, or a reoccurring donation of your time, your talent, your treasure, I would greatly appreciate it. One last thing, on November 1st, we have the I Am the Solution with Natural Health Summit for cancer and autoimmune disease. And let me tell you, I'm sure that this product is going to be there. So I'm hoping maybe I can get Dr. Zulia to come in and fly in for the event. But it's November 1st. It's a Saturday. Come join us. Check out the link and see if you are able to join us as well. Today we have Dr. Zulia in the classroom. Dr. Zulia Frost. She is not only a physician, but she is also a doctor of Chinese medicine and acupuncture. And so I am excited that she's taken many of the tools I use, like Avasia, the frequencies of Avasia, and she now has the red light therapy, near infrared, that all of us can use, can take with us in our suitcases when we travel. I'm certainly bringing this to my trips that I do along with my Avasia. You just never know when you need these things. So what can we, because if I say this is good for prevention, people will go, yeah, it's okay, this is great. If I say this will help reverse your disease, now everybody wants to reverse, right? Prevention may not be the most important thing for them. But if I say this is going to reverse aging, now I've got everybody's attention. But what if it's all in one? What if you had one tool that did all that, and that is the FlexBeam? So let's talk about, if I do this on my head with one, or on my face with one, will it start reversing my gray hair? I heard you
You
laugh.
Yes, yes. I mean, you're absolutely right. By understanding what it does on the body, the light, you can certainly, with all certainty, say it can reverse aging. It can help you on this path. Of course, it's not the magic stick, so you need other things to. We mentioned nutrition, exercise program, etc. But the fundamentally to impact mitochondria, and we know is at the core of everything. It can also help you with injuries, and can help you also if you have diseased state like autoimmune conditions you mentioned. When you use FlexBeam, you also create the healing environment at the cellular level. That's why it should be part of your program. When we talk specifically about anti-aging, I would say there are two aspects to it. One, I mentioned that if you use goggles and you shine in program one over your face and neck, then it's a topical application, right? Like any red light therapy device. But if you, together with this, use it over the key internal organs like the liver, I would say here, like the liver, yes, like over the heart, over the stomach, over the kidneys. Kidneys is at the back of the uh, upper back, above the waistline. So these all positions will help to stimulate directly specific organs. And should I say that in TCM, from TCM point of view, gray hair associated with the kidneys decline. And kidneys in TCM, it's not just your urinary excretion system, it's a system including hormonal decline. You know, this is, everybody should do the application above the waistline. If you over 40, highly recommend, because that will help to energize this particularly important organ, because function of the kidney also to detox your body. So if you do intelligent detox, then of course you will be draining your body out of these toxins, and you supporting these organs so they still stay young. Using on the gut, particularly very important. So you put it like across vertical and then over the navel horizontal. This is coincide with the major meridian system or energetic system in the body, but it also directly affects gut microbiota. There are some study now demonstrating that after just 2 weeks of use, red light therapy, particularly in one particular study I have in mind, the microbiota actually demonstrated a positive, significant growth. Particularly, it was referred to, I think it's called the lactobacillus. To be precise, I don't know. But this is where you would be using FlexBeam to get the boost. And of course, last area, it's a spine. Use program 3 for the spine. You're absolutely right to use it. But if you place vertically all along the spine, you're going to only do great for your body.
You know, each session, each therapy session is about 10 minutes. So is that the most you can keep it in that area? Can you come back to it, or can you just use it for 30 minutes and just restart the program in that same area? What would be the best thing to do?
Normally, because the dose is within these 10 minutes. 10 minutes of the program in one position gives a dose of light, which typically is sufficient. However, if people, for example, have a really, really stubborn pain, like back pain, or neck pain, and the muscle is still very tight, not relaxing, then you can double position. And when you double position, I would say if you put it over the muscle in program 3, and then you second time put in program 2 on the same spot. I know that there is a wonderful doctor, chiropractic doctor in the States. She told me she using until her pain goes. So she could put 3-4 times on the same spot.
I do the same thing. I just wanted to make sure that I keep to protocol. But okay, so we're coming down to, just got a few minutes left in the classroom. What makes FlexBeam better than any other product, or is it the same as? What makes it better? How did you create this unit better than any other red light therapy
Yes.
product?
It's a very, very intelligent questions. I'll tell you why. Because the inventor is my colleague Arjen Helder. He describes himself as a nerdy geek. Yes. He actually wanted to help his wife because she had a serious health condition. And he read the research from LED research from NASA, and he thought, oh my God, if you could help that skin conditions, why can't you help my wife? But he was thinking, these panels, you have to stand in front of the panel. You have to somehow get to it. It was very awkward. So he thought, what if I take light and instead of being there, because they are actually designed for plants, to put it on the body. And that made a tremendous difference, because when light is in skin contact, and especially three-dimensionally beaming from 3 angles, delivering energy right to the center, then there is all energy gets in the right place without any losses. And that's what you want. And I think this is the key differentiation from the other products on the market. And also, don't be deceived by the small sort of appearance of it. It's a very mighty device, and the power of this device is often equivalent to the medium-sized panel, I would say, or even more. So the power is there, and all power goes inside without any losses. And you can tie it to your body. It's got some bands, so you can put it over your back, over the knee, or whatever it needs to be treated. So, and then you turn it on and you continue doing stuff. Because let's face it, people might buy panels and then they use it for first months, they stand there every day, but every day devoting like 20, 40 minutes, and then you have to do the eyes. It's just in our lifestyle, it's really difficult
I agree.
to make that time. But having something which you can put it on the body and you continue doing whatever you're doing, it's a big, big plus.
Well, I love FlexBeam. I am just so excited that you're in the classroom and you're teaching us. There are different, I just want to say, there are different programs that you can purchase. You can just buy the FlexBeam. You can get a membership, which gives you all the protocols. You can also buy two for a very reduced price. So there's so many different, like, I mean, I would like to get a second one and maybe do two treatments at the same time or get two doses at the same time. And I'm sure that that would be something that that is possible. And you can just sit there and watch television. Whereas if you're standing somewhere with goggles on, that's all you can do. So I love that. I love the flexibility of FlexBeam. You picked the perfect name for it. And I'm so grateful for your time today. So thank you for coming into the classroom and teaching us.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Lillian, for giving me a chance to educate a little bit everyone. But, you know, it's a big topic. And I'm sure if you check out our previous videos, you will have a bigger picture.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being in the classroom. And all of you, thank you for learning today. I hope that you take the time, click the link below, and start your journey with FlexBeam. I know I love it. I wouldn't be telling you I love it if I didn't. Just know that. And so let's continue to get strong together and let's turn on that mitochondria more than we've ever done before. And please remember, we'll be right here waiting for you worldwide at whenyounneedafriend.com. This is Lillian McDermott and Dr. Zulia Frost wishing you love, peace, joy, and unexpected abundance. Make it the best day ever. Good job. Good job.
The opinions and advice expressed on the Lillian McDermott radio show are intended for the individual callers and guests on the program and are presented to our wider audience solely for general educational purposes. Please act responsibly and consult personally with your own medical, psychological, or nutritional expert before taking any steps to improve your life.